towards the one-arm chin-up. So the one-arm chin-up is a pretty advanced strength movement. You're going to want to have 10, 12 strict dead hang pull-ups, and it shouldn't be a problem at all to do that. Even with a good base and strength, working towards the one arm is going to be pretty hard on your body. So make sure you're recovering well, make sure you're getting plenty of rest, and if you start to feel any symptoms of overtraining or fatigue, you should make sure to take a little bit of extra time to recover, and it's going to pay off in the long run. Now it's important to approach the one arm with a lot of different strategies. You're going to have to come at it a number of different ways in order to be successful with the one arm chin-up. I used tons of different strategies as I was working towards it, and it took me a long time. It took me about a year and a half of pretty consistent training to be able to get the one arm chin-up. So if it seems really difficult now, if it seems really tough to even do the most simple of these exercises, don't get discouraged. One of the simplest ways to work towards it is what we call archer pull-ups. And with that, you have both hands on the bar, and you're going towards one side and then the other. So you can start with your hands fairly close together and just kind of inch over towards one side, just a little bit at a time. From there, with a slightly wider grip, do the same thing. And again, you'll be isolating one hand a little bit more than the other. Another way to work up to it that doesn't require any equipment is using one hand and then fingers on the other hand. So with this, it's going to require a certain amount of grip strength, and it's actually going to be, you have to really watch out for doing damage to your hand. So if you start to feel like your fingers are tightening up and you're getting pain here and in your wrist and anything like that, make sure to just stop immediately, go back to another strategy, go back to more fingers on the bar. You really don't want to tear anything in your hands, fingers, or wrists. That'll take forever to heal. It's not going to be fun at all. So be really careful with this one, but it's a good strategy if you use it smartly. Another good way is using negatives. So negatives, you actually start at the top of the pull-up and lower yourself down as slowly as you can. The slower you can do it, and the more control that you can lower yourself from the top to the bottom with, the stronger you are. So if you start off and you're up here with one arm, you just go whoop. Pretty soon, you'll be able to control a little bit more, go a little slower, and you'll be building strength in the process. So you can actually use this one also in conjunction with the fingers, and just start at the top, take off your fingers, and then slowly lower yourself as well. Now the next few strategies involve a little bit of equipment. First of all, we're going to use bands. Now, bands are generally a really useful tool, but with this, what you can do is start working with a thicker band, work to thinner bands, and what you're doing is looping it over the bar, stepping in, and then doing your one arm. Now, the thicker the band, the more assistance you're going to have. And then as you go down to thinner and thinner bands, you're going to have less and less assistance as you get stronger. Another way to use the bands, and really you can do this with a piece of rope or chain or a towel or an old t-shirt or whatever. It's just, you know, putting it up and over the bar, like the band, and then using one hand to assist. And you can work your hand lower and lower on the band or towel or whatever you have up there. One really easy way to track your progress with one arm is by doing weighted pull-ups. Lots of ways to do that. One way, probably the easiest, is using a weight vest. So that just sits on, straps in, and you can adjust the weights, you know, little by little, using more and more weight, and you know, use both arms. Do them as regular chin-ups or pull-ups, and then when you take the vest off, it'll make that one arm seem that much easier. Really build that strength so that you can work towards the one arm itself. A few other ways to add weight are using actually a specific pull-up and dip belt that goes around your waist and has a chain. You can attach weight plates to it. You can use the band for the same purpose. You can use dumbbells work easiest, and what you do is just take your dumbbell, put it on like that with the band, and then pull it between your legs and work on weighted pull-ups and chins like that. Now, if you don't have a weight vest or access to weights at all, there are a number of ways that you can improvise. So I'm just going to use a backpack and these steel weights, which each weigh about 100 pounds. I'm just going to stack these in, zip them up, and put it on my back to do some pull-ups. You can use, you know, textbooks to put in your backpack, or you know, small children, or whatever you find around the house that's heavy. One thing to be aware of is range of motion. You want to get all the way down at the bottom, full lockout, and all the way above the bar with your chin at the top. So a lot of people will be stronger in one particular range of motion than others. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be able to work on those weaknesses. So for me, it was breaking lockout. That was the toughest part, was getting from all the way down here just to here. You know, if I started here, I could pull to the top, but I couldn't get from here to here. So I decided to work within that range of motion, doing negatives, you know, doing finger assisted, doing different things to be able to build from here to here. You know, that just little bit of range of motion. Another strategy that I used was starting at about 90 degrees, where I was pretty strong, and going up, and then just trying to open up that angle. So making it more and more range of motion as you went along. The key to the one-arm chin-up is persistence. It's doing it often, using lots of different strategies, training in different ways with different people, finding what works for you. Again, one thing that's really important is recovery, making sure that you're not overdoing it, making sure that you're not overtraining, because if you have to stop and rest and recover and, you know, let your elbow tendonitis or whatever it is that happened to come up, let that heal, it's just going to set you back, and you're going to have to start from square one again. So it's really, really important that you don't go too far, too fast. One little tip that'll help out a lot is work your grip strength. If your grip strength isn't an issue with this, then you can really start working on getting the other muscles, your biceps and lats and everything that are doing the moving here, really get them working at 100% efficiency. If your grip is the weak point, which it is for a lot of people, just start working on that. There are a lot of ways to do it. I'm not going to cover it in this, so you can look it up yourself, but just working on a nice, strong grip is going to go a long way towards that one arm. So I hope some of these tips will help you on your way towards that one arm chin-up. It can be a long journey. It's definitely tough, but it's also definitely worth it. If you have any other questions, if you have any tips for me, make sure to just leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you on those. Again, my name is Travis Graves, here with American Parkour, the American Parkour Academy in DC. Good luck, happy training.